Hello everyone, this is Lolly and we are going to do the finishing touches to our December daily this year. I always like to do paper clips for my journal. The link to the entire series is down below underneath this video. And so what I decided to do is to make paper clips using these three stickers, Joy, this little floral thing here, and the one that says December 25th. I'm going to make them all kind of matchy, so I'll show you what I did. I cut in black cardstock 1 1/4 inch square pieces, and I did distress these just a little bit, but I don't know that you're really going to see it that much on this green. Then I just centered it right in the middle of that black. We're going to do both of these together. This looks like it might be mistletoe. I think these would be really pretty to have matching paper clips. If you don't want to do the squares, you could always use these little stamp images right here. Those would be just as cute. Okay, and then I'm using this, which I've used several times. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It's frayed edge canvas trim. I'm just giving myself a little bit of room at the top and bottom for fraying. And then I'm using this to the sides are already frayed, but I want to fray the top and bottom. So I'm just going to pluck out some of these fibers here. And then start looking through your stash and see if you have like flat back rhinestones or Nuvo drops or stickles or even some sequins, just something to bring out some decoration on these. Okay, let's make sure those are nice and flat. We're going to use the Fabri-Tac here because we're gluing this onto ribbon. I'm going to get it kind of juicy there. I really don't know if there is an up or down on that, so let's put that down. Very fun. Now this one I had some of these, they're enamel dots that were left over from one of the other kits that I had sold. And let's see what we have here. I also use this gold thread in a lot of my projects, and it's really easy to work with. Let's see what I have here. I have about 11 inches here. And I'm cutting it in half, folding it over and cutting it in half again. And then I'm just going to take this bundle and tie a knot right in the middle. I think 12 inches is a little easier to work with because it's kind of fiddly. And then trim this down a little bit, but I don't want them to be all the same length. I want them to be different lengths. Let's do that one, and let's make another one. Okay, now we just need a dot of the Fabri-Tac right in the top here to hold that gold bow. The gold, it's actually not a bow, but you know what I mean. Something to put in the middle here. Now I have these, which are flat back like pearls. Let's use the gem tack to put some right in the middle here. I like to use the gem picker up tool here, but if you put it on a silicone mat, it would be really hard to pick up. So I like to put this on the lid here. I have way too much gem tack there. It's going to have to dry clear all the way around that. That was really not smart. So let's correct this. Oh, it's still coming out. We have too much on here. So let's take a little tissue and try to pick some of that up here. I like to use the gem pickup tool here, but if you put it on a silicone mat right here, it will stick to that. Okay, just going to use that little one there. That's not enough. Not enough. I need more here. I think I shook my gem tack up. And so it's just like exploding everywhere. Wonderful. Okay, now for this last one, I'm going to use the glitter dots. These are wonderful stickers that Elizabeth Craft used to sell. I still have some in my shop left. They add such dimension. They look like you've got some really sparkly bling there. There are several colors in my shop, and this is called the Silver Gold, and it's silver on the inside and gold rim, and there's several different sizes here. So if you just use a pokey tool to put under there, but it's completely flat, so it doesn't raise your project up. Now I want to get one of the smaller ones here. You will see just how pretty this makes everything. Look at that shine. Okay, they're wonderful. Okay, so you get an awful lot of stickers there on that. They last forever. The last thing we need is the paper clip. These are what I call paper clip blanks. They are in my shop. Snap the back in. It's such a very fast way of designing a paper clip without the back of your paper clip just looking like a paper clip. So all we do is just use some power tack. You can use E6000, but it is more, it's more toxic. Okay, so now we have the 3 paper clips for this. Let's set those aside. And while those are setting up, let's talk about the cover. You don't have to, if you are not using a binder and you are just making your own holes, this is your front cover and this is your back. So you just put your book rings in, you're done. If you have a journal and you want to decorate it, and that's totally up to you. I decided early on, I saved this when I saw it in the ephemera. I thought that is a really great piece. And I think I'm going to have to see if I can't just hold this down by putting this low on the project. I don't know if it's going to work. So I thought that would be great, but it's not active enough for me. I need some activity going on here. So I did distress it just a tiny bit. And I think I'm going to use this card, which is one of the journaling cards, the 3x4s, and just kind of offset it. And then when I gave you the numbers for, you know, putting out your, the every day, we had some 1-inch squares, and I took the 20 and the 22, and I just trimmed it and put them together. And that would be the year. You know, I like to put the year on the cover, and I don't always think about that. And my wonderful viewers have sometimes said, well, shouldn't you put the year on the cover? And it's, of course, you know, why didn't I think of that? So let me think here. And if you want, you could also add some trim. I like to be careful about doing too much on the cover because it's going to get a lot of friction. So for instance, if I put trim right here, it's really pretty, but then you're going to constantly be lifting this up over the trim. The Fabri-Tac will hold it, but again, it's just up to you. The other thing you could do would be to put trim under some of the elements like this, just to add a little bit of dimension. So right now, I just have to figure this out, which way I like it. And I think I like it this way because I like to see more of the poinsettias there. We're using the Nuvo Deluxe Adhesives new 4 ounce glue. It's definitely new. And their new Precision Nozzle, which comes in a 2-pack. Now, I think what I'm going to do is to use my Dina Wakley gel medium. I've recently done a video explaining the different gel mediums and which one I like better. I did a test, and this one actually came way out ahead of the pack for me. So I'm going to use that to adhere this to my book. And then I think this does need something. One thing I could do would be to trim the top and bottom just a little bit. And then it would also make it not quite so bright. So let's do that. I will put more distressing. This makes it about a 3/4 inch thick now, I think. I think I like this better. And now when I put it on this, it's just perfect. Yay! So let me use the Fabri-Tac. Now make sure I like it before I get married to it. You know, you don't have to marry it. I think what I like is not sticking out on the I want to center this, but I don't like it all sticking out on the sides. I just want it on the top and bottom. And I do like that a lot better. Happy, happy, happy. So I'm going to glue this down to the crochet lace ribbon here. And then that can set up while I'm working on the rest of this the rest of my cover. I like that just a little bit of the tension there. The other thing I need to make sure of is where is this elastic going to hit when it normally comes across here. Where is this going to be? So I could do this, but then when I put the year down, you see it's going to cause a problem. So I think what I'm going to do is lower this right there, just like that. Now, in order to remember where this goes, I need to mark this somehow. So I think I'll put a little piece of washi, and this is just going to remind me, right there is the base of where that's going to get glued. Okay, so now we get a brush, and we have the silicone mat we can work on. And I'm going to spread the Dina Wakley gel medium on it. And I'm working from the center out. And I already marked right where I wanted that to go. And I'm looking at my rings as well. Okay, I can peel this off. Now it's okay for this to squish a little bit out because I'm going to seal it in the end anyway. Now I'm using my dry finger and I'm kind of spreading it out from the inside out. Again, I'm using a dry finger. I don't want to use a wet finger because I will eventually soften and moisten the paper and get it to where it's peeling up. I mean, I don't want that to happen. You can use a piece of wax paper or baker's parchment paper, lay it down, and then you can have ease of spreading that around like that. Or you could have a clean craft silicone mat, put that upside down, do the same thing. When this is dry, in about 20 minutes actually, I will take this and give a coat of this all over the top as well to help seal that a little bit. And sometimes I end up doing 2 coats. I'm going to get that all sealed and situated and happy. And then when I'm done, I'm just going, oops, I got some down here. I'm just going to take this and use Fabri-Tac to adhere that, and it would adhere to that just perfectly. Okay, I'm just kind of wiping off the excess. Okay, and if you want, you can also, we talked about using like your parchment paper. You can open this up and lay it on like a book so the rings aren't in the way. Put your parchment paper on there and then lay another book on top, but just for a few minutes. You know, you want it to dry, and if you have it completely occluded, with not access to air, you won't be able to get that to really dry well. Okay, we will come back when that is done. Okay, so there's our clips. There's this. I am going to glue that date on there. Let's put another gem right here. Let's do 3. So what I'm going to do now is to do a separate video of the final flip through. I will be adding any final journaling cards that I have that I just want to put in here. And this will dry clear around there, so I'm not worried about that. There is the completed December journal all ready to fill out for December.